Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Cookie Monster of ProForgeRacing bringing you my 22nd ForgER review, Mr. Lazzy. Mr. Lazzy is an incredible forger, a British forger, who has been forging since Halo 3. He's been forging racetracks. I remember that's how I met him in Halo 3. He needed help with some racetracks, and I helped him out, and he was, he worked pretty hard in Halo 3 to try and, perfect his maps, and he was finally, breaking through and getting really good in Halo 3 when Reach came out and, starting over again. But this was his first map called A Lazy Drive. It's not a bad map. I helped him with this next jump up here, just with the landing of it, because this was after I made my first couple maps, which were roller coasters too, so a lot of people did that actually. Even a lot of double-wide racetrack makers in Halo 3 started out in Reach making roller coaster. A lot of people did that. I did that, he did that, tons of people did. But anyways, so obviously it's his first map, and it's not like it was his first map after, watching tons of, tutorials and other people's maps and all that. This was, he made this pretty early on in Reach back in September, October of last year. So, it's not perfect by any means. There's some flaws and stuff. But overall, it's still a pretty good map. It's a, decent roller coaster for being made, oh so long ago. But anyways, yeah, the teleporter. Hate teleporters. But that's alright. This is, overall though, it turned out pretty well. This part right here is a pretty big, smooth turn and stuff. Then there's this fun little, downhill part here where you kind of, bounce, bump, bump. It's fun. Anyways, and then an interesting turn that leads you back to the start. So, it's not too long for a roller coaster, but it's not too short either. It's a pretty good sized map, and for a first, it's not bad at all. This was his second map and his first double-wide, which was called Spooky Road. It was a Halloween type map. It was there was a contest on halotracks.org, and I believe that is why he made it. Last October there was a forge contest on Halotracks for Halloween maps. That's why I made my map Mon Dieu, if you know that map. Mon Dieu means my god in French, and that map has a bunch of scenery that's Halloweeny, and so does this one. And there was a bunch of them. Neither of our maps won. Awesome. Right there's a little Halloweeny mouth you drive under, which is pretty cool looking. And a lot of the scenery is on the grass, the terrain area near the start finish. But overall, I'd say the track part's pretty good. It's just his jumps were kind of all over the place. The landings weren't that great. It's his first double-wide map in Reach. You can't expect perfection. And the track itself was pretty well made. It was very good. Right there's a pumpkin. It looks sweet. I think that looks really cool. You can kind of jump the checkpoint there because it's on a bump. That's another thing. Always make sure your checkpoints are high. This is Spooky Road V2. It's the same thing. It's just he took off the effects and the decorations and just made it a simple double-wide racetrack. This turn right here, this banked part, is kind of really steep, that first turn, but the rest of the track part itself is really, really smooth. And this is his first attempt at a double-wide map in all of Reach. So, right off the bat, he was making incredible double-wide maps. The only thing, again, that is a problem with this map pretty much is just the jumps, because he doesn't like to make just straight-up racetracks. Mr. Lazzy always tries to throw jumps and other stuff in there, just to kind of switch it up, give it a little spunk. So he tried adding some jumps in here, which would normally give it spunk, but his jumps are just a little off. He didn't do much with jumps or anything too much in Halo 3. So in Reach, he wasn't as comfortable with them diving right into jumps. So you gotta understand that. But overall, the map's really good. And yeah, especially for a first double-wide one in Reach. This is Assurance, which is his third, but Spooky Road and Spooky Road V2. We'll count them as one. So this is really only his second double-wide map in all of Reach. And it's incredible. My second one was Stupefy, and this is probably, twice as smooth as Stupefy, so, You know, he's an incredible forger. He really makes really good double-wide racetracks. And again, like I said right here, there's a little elevator jump there. He's always trying to switch it up and add some fun stuff into his maps. For scenery, he mostly does like the random kind of stuff, but he does it in a good manner. Like, it looks cool. Sometimes it can look like ridiculous, but I mean, because that's how scenery was done in Halo 3. Halo 3 was really hard to make scenery. A, you didn't have enough money or space on Halo 3 with racetracks for scenery, and, you know, that's just how people made scenery. They put random shit down, but this map is called Intuition. I helped him out a bit on this one. This little part right here, this awesome, like, Coliseum tunnel thing, I helped him out a little bit with that. And then I made a Joshua. He was like, this tunnel right here, this glass tunnel, that is the coolest thing ever, I think. I remember when he made that, he's like, oh, I just made the sickest tunnel. I was like, what? And then I saw it, and I thought that was so cool. And he was asking for scenery advice, so naturally I put a Joshua on his map for him. So, I mean, that was inevitable. I mean, you can't have a good racetrack without a Joshua. You know? Well, actually, most of my maps don't have Joshuas. Shit. Anyways. And then at the end here, he kind of used tapering. Tapering's like the staircase effect to change angle, and I kind of just smoothened it out for him a bit. And again, a little elevator at the end to spunk up the map. That was a really fun map. I like Intuition a lot. This is Perplex Confusion. A lot of his maps were kind of smaller scale, and this, like his double-wide ones, you know, they were kind of tightly bound inside each other, smaller turns. But this was his first one that was, like, huge. He used really big turns, he used a lot of waves, and he spread the map out. Again, there's another little jump into a cave. See, he's always trying to switch it up. You know, jump through a cave before it was like an elevator. He's always trying to do something so it's not just a track. But, yeah, this map was this was his breaking point for size, I'd say. This is his fourth double-wide map in Reach, and this one finally got, like, the huge size factor. And right here, he's got his first, big elevator in Reach, which does work pretty well. It's not perfect, like, the landing isn't perfect, but it's pretty good. It works most of the time, and it can be rough, but it's usually a soft landing. Usually soft. And right here, this map is his first. He's actually working on a brand new hybrid now. He's not done with it, so it's not in the video. But he's working on his first hybrid. But this one is somewhat of a hybrid because there is a little bit of terrain. You went on a little bit of terrain just there, and then before the end of the lap, after this jump there, a little bit more. Nailed the tree. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, that's a really fun map. This map's really awesome too. The only thing I don't like about this map, which is called Exempted, is the teleporter. Two teleporters? I don't know. But this map is really smooth. Again, another Joshua, making it a sexy map. For those of you who don't know, Joshua is a retarded pufferfish. So, try and take that in. But anyways, there's 3 parts to this map. HJ117 made a similar map too. It happened to be a double-wide with 3 parts. I don't think either were copying each other. I'm not sure which came first. This is kind of cool because there's a little MX part. And, I mean, he's never made MX before or anything, so it's not like the greatest MX in the world, you know. But it's certainly not bad for, like, his first little try to an MX part. And I think that's awesome that he's trying to switch it up. He's always trying to do something with his maps to make them not just double-wide maps. You know, he tried throwing a little MX into this one. His newest one's a hybrid. He throws elevators and jumps and stuff. He's always doing some fun stuff. One time I was racing with him on this map, and I'm ahead of him the entire time. And then I get to the teleporter right here at the very end, and I just go through it. It didn't work for me. That was the very last checkpoint once you go through it, so that sucked. But anyways, this map is Overflow. This is a really sweet map. It's really close to the water, and it dips into the water a lot, which is a lot of fun. And he uses, like, what looks like railings and stuff holding it up. It almost looks like an amusement park ride or something, the way it's being held up. It looks really cool. And granted, he isn't the first one who has done that. The first one who did that was Stoyben with his map Retrocept. But still, like, it still looks really good. And Mr. Lazy took his own take on that. And he did it for almost every turn. In Retrocept, Stoyben only used it on one. but Mr. Lazy used it on like every single one, making the whole map look like that, and it's really sweet. And I'm pretty sure this map was in one of the top 10 videos for laid back gaming. I'm pretty sure this map made it really high up into one of those, and you know, well deserved. It's a really sweet map, a lot of fun. Well, be sure to pack your water wings if you go on it, because it dips into the water. But anyways, this is Conspectus, his newest, well, he's working on a new map, but his newest as of now. This is a map we were going to build together. I built, like, that first little turn, that's all I did. But, we started it together, and then I made, like, a shitty big boat, and I was going to make, like, a little MX section inside of the boat, and we were going to have, like, the double wide go through the boat or something. I don't know. We were going to do something with boats, but we didn't end up finishing the map. And we just let it sit for a couple months, and then he's like, you know what, I just got to finish this. And then he just took, he made 95% of this map. I made, like, a tiny little bit. I made, like, one little turn at the beginning, and then he made, like, the entire rest of it, and he finished it. Did a really good job, too. These turns, like the ones I'm on now, are just so huge and smooth and perfect. Only thing I don't like about the map is the fact that he uses a teleporter to end it. But other than that, you know, he has come a long way since, you know, a lazy drive. And he worked hard in Halo 3, and he's working hard in Reach to make his maps really good. So please go to his file share and download his maps and add him as a friend and send him fanboy mail. Anyways, Cookie out. Thanks for watching, guys.